So Haley Anderson was an American nursing student at Binghamton University. This is Haley. And was in a toxic relationship with a man named Orlando Tercero. This is Orlando. And enough was enough. After a year and a half of a on and off relationship, Haley no longer wanted to be a part of something so unhealthy. She didn't want that to be her love story. So she offered to only be friends with him, but he couldn't handle that. Welcome to another episode of Jazzyxcrime. This is the case of Haley Anderson. Haley Anderson was from Westboro, New York. She was the daughter of Karen and Gordon Anderson, and older sister to Madeline Anderson. In March 2018, she was 22 and a fifth-year senior while attending Binghamton University. She worked at Jasmine's, which was an on-campus coffee shop, for over 3 years. She planned to graduate that year in May 2018 and had a job lined up at a Long Island emergency room. Friends described Haley as hardworking, friendly, and compassionate with the love of music. Her boyfriend, Orlando, was also 22 years old, and he was also a nursing student at Binghamton University. And as I stated before, they were notorious for fighting and breaking up. Police records show that back in September 2017, Orlando slashed Haley's car tires, causing about $600 in damages. Around that same time, Haley was at a party that was at Orlando's house, and he confronted her about her new relationship with a mutual friend. According to the police report, Orlando shouted at Haley, then offered her alcohol in an attempt to smooth things over. Haley also decided not to press charges over the tire slashing incident. You have to teach people how to treat you by letting them get their natural consequence. So remember, every decision you make and every decision you choose not to make is also teaching them how to treat you. So on March 9, 2018, Orlando's sister called 911 after receiving a concerning text from him on the morning of March 9th. Police performed a welfare check at Orlando's residence, but did not make contact with him and left. When Haley didn't come home and she didn't answer her roommate's phone calls, they tracked her phone to Orlando's apartment, broke in through a window, and found her lifeless body in Orlando's bed with severe bruising on her neck and arms. They called 911. Police also found a note from Orlando apologizing to his family. So apparently, Haley didn't enforce boundaries with Orlando, and the relationship continued to be toxic because, unfortunately, on the night of March 8th, 2018, Orlando murdered Haley by manual strangulation. Surveillance footage showed Haley and Orlando entering his apartment early in the morning of March 8th and Orlando leaving alone hours later. Haley had visited Orlando's apartment the night of March 8th after a night out with friends. She had been drinking and was likely sleeping when Orlando attacked her. His motive for the murder was likely jealousy because everyone said Haley wanted to end their relationship and just move on. So Orlando drove to John F. Kennedy International Airport and boarded a flight to Nicaragua. It's where he's from. They figured Orlando was on a suicidal mission because of the text message he sent his sister. And when the police went there for a welfare check, he didn't answer. But of course, they got called back over there once Haley didn't return home. Her roommates called 911, said he was at Orlando's house. So the police was just going back and forth to Orlando's place. And unfortunately, they found her body there with severe bruising around her neck and all that. So now that Orlando was gone, they was for sure that he was on a suicidal attempt. So on March 9th at 3:55 p.m., he arrived at his home country, Nicaraguan. Well, the Nicaraguan police picked him up on Tuesday, March 13th at the hospital because he attempted suicide and was placed in a psychiatric hospital. Once they arrested him at the hospital, he was taken to the Directorate of Judicial Assistance, also known as El Chipote in Managua. I am so messing these words up. And Orlando was convicted of femicide and faced 25 to 30 years in the Nicaragua prison. He was eventually sentenced to 30 years, and his appeal to reduce his sentence was rejected in March 2020. If you would like to see more fatal attraction cases, then click right here. If you would like to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss another case, then click right here. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode of Jazzyxcrime.